It was a little scary to send him back to school initially because especially with kids that are younger, you don't know how they're really going to act.
Everyone's cancer journey is different.
I wanted to go back to school as soon as I possibly could. It was a way for me to just stay normal.
I really enjoyed school before, and then after my diagnosis, I feel like it changed a little bit because of all the nerves of going back.
I was nervous that some kids would laugh at me or something like that.
I didn't want them to see me as someone that wasn't normal.
It's very alarming as a parent to just send your daughter off. You're worried about her catching something, you're worried about the kids being cruel to her, and you're worried about her just being a normal kid.
It made me feel like some kids were gonna make fun of me because I didn't have any hair and they did.
When I was bald, it was really awkward and people would stare at me.
If you get it in your head that they're just staring at you, it'll make you feel sad. I basically just was like, oh, I lost my hair. I'll live with it until it grows back.
On the first day of school, I said to myself, I'm gonna go in bald. I'm gonna wear my makeup, I'm gonna wear my big hoops. And then if they don't see me for who I am right now, then they didn't see me before.
One person that was weirded out about it just left me and didn't stay friends with me. Which honestly, if they weren't gonna support me during it, I didn't need them as a friend.
Hair doesn't define who you are. It'll grow back eventually, and it's nothing to worry about. All you have to worry about is being there for you and being there for your friends and being there for your learning.
A lot of the friends are kind of walking on eggshells. They don't know how to handle the friend now that she's back.
My friends were actually really good during my entire treatment. They reached out to me probably almost every day.
Even though I was different and looked different, they still included me.
My best friend name is Cora, and Cora helps me a lot with getting to the school nurse's office and stuff like that.
Some of my friends that have come up to me to clinic and seen really what I do, they definitely understand more.
My friends and some upperclassmen put together a little card for me and had a bunch of all the teachers that I had and all of my friends and stuff sign it for me. It just kind of showed me that all these people care about me and believe in me.
I have a best friend. Her name's Hannah. She's a girl. She made me a picture of her and me.
And so how did that make you feel?
Happy.
The biggest thing is to have an advocate at the school for your child.
I was really worried about keeping my agenda straight and knowing what I'm gonna do in school. I was planning on going to school and then going to chemotherapy after school and then going to school the next day and then I had no clue that that was not gonna be possible.
I got to use the elevator. They were understanding of if I had to leave class earlier in order to get in between classes, especially with the crutches. All my teachers were understanding if I needed to go to the nurse's office, talk to my guidance counselor, or just overall kind of chill out or take a day off if I needed to.
Honestly, my teachers were super nice about it. They almost acted as if I didn't have cancer, and that honestly helped me.
My teacher was always checking in. She would always call me over and say, hey, do you want to go for a walk? Do you need a water break?
My teachers would give me as much time as I needed to complete assignments. They understood if I couldn't make it one day or if I couldn't complete a particular assignment.
Whatever I could do, I would do. But what I can't do, they weren't worrying about that.
Working with the schools is easier when you have yourself as an advocate, but you also have staff here at the Jimmy Fund Clinic that help also, and that is huge.
The best piece of advice I could give is do what makes you comfortable, because Like I said before, cancer is an individual experience.
Go into school with your head held high and just rip the Band-Aid off and say, if this is me, this is me now, and if you don't want it, then just don't talk to me and don't be my friend.
Find a really good friend and get close to that friend because they will help you through anything.
If you're tired, like, go home. Don't, like, try to force yourself to do school. Or if you feel sick, like, don't force yourself to be at school. Like, actually go home and just try to feel better.
No one's gonna know what you need unless you tell them.
Tell your teachers what is going on. The more, like, you don't have to do that test, or you can use your notes to take that quiz. The more, you're gonna get more of that, the more that you tell them.
I would just say, basically, you're gonna miss out on a lot of things. Just don't be sad. You're gonna go back to school anyway. There's gonna be a lot more fun things.